It's important to begin every session with a proper warm-up to get your nervous system and your musculature ready to work. Now, most of the time you can divide a warm-up into two sections. There's the general warm-up and then there's the specific warm-up. So the general warm-up is what you might guess based on the name. It's general. The idea isn't necessarily to focus on one particular muscle, but more to get your heart rate up, to get a little bit of a sweat going and kind of raise your body temperature. So to make the general warm-up easy, as you get started, we have a few different options for you based on what your workout entails. There's an upper body warm-up, a lower body warm-up, and a full body warm-up. Links to each of these warm-ups can be found right here or also in the demo section of the PriorityStrength website. Now, truth be told, with these general warm-ups, there isn't anything especially magical about the combination of exercises that are here. They are chosen for a reason, of course, but you can add some variety if you want to, or if you'd rather do a quick run or a row or a bunch of burpees, that's probably fine too. So long as you're a bit sweaty and kind of breathing hard afterward, you're all set. Now, the specific warm-up is also what you might guess by the name. It's specific to the exercises that you're going to begin your workout with. Here, all you're going to do is a few sets of that first exercise or pair of exercises with gradually increasing weights until you get towards the load that you're going to be using for your first working set. Now, how much you warm up largely depends on the loading that you're going to be using. Generally, fewer reps and heavier loads require more extensive warm-up, while more volume and a lighter load might require fewer sets. But don't worry, we've got it all broken down for you right here. For sets that call for 8 or more repetitions, you're going to start with a set of 10 at 70% of your target starting weight. Then you'll do a set of 6 with 85% of your target weight. After that, you're probably pretty much ready to go. Now for slightly heavier sets, reps of 5 to 8, you're going to do 10 repetitions at 60%, again, of your starting target weight, 6 reps at 75%, and then 3 reps at 90%. And finally, for the heavier sets, 1 to 4 repetitions, the heavy stuff, you're going to do 10 reps at 50% of your target weight, 6 reps at 70%, 3 reps at 80%, 2 reps at 90%, and finally 1 or 2 reps at 95% of your targeted first set loading. And again, just to be clear here, these percentages are relative to the weight that you're going to be using for your first set. They're not percentages of your 1 rep max for that particular exercise. And another thing to consider here is that these are guidelines. They're not hard and fast rules. They're meant to assist you, but you don't have to stick to them exactly. So, for example, if you're doing a set of 10 to start off your workout, and you'd rather do more than the 2 suggested warm-up sets that we just outlined for you, that's fine. Have at it. Do a 3rd set. In general, it is fine to kind of err on the side of extra warm-up. Now, also, the percentages, they do not have to be super precise. Again, they're just guidelines. So say we're doing 185 pounds of something for our first working set, and we need 70% of that for our warm-up. 70% of 185 is 129.5 pounds. You can technically get to 129.5 pounds, but it is a huge pain in the butt. So just use 125 or 135 or whatever happens to be the closest convenient increment. That is just fine. And for workouts where you begin with 2 exercises, that is maybe an A1 and an A2 exercise, say maybe A1 is bench press and A2 is pull-up. So you just start with a warm-up set of bench press, then you move to a warm-up set of chin-ups, and then bench, and then chins, and back and forth, kind of following the same guidelines until you've gotten the desired number of warm-up sets for each exercise. So right now, this all might seem, I appreciate, a little formulaic, a little rigid, but again, they're just guidelines, and as you get started, it's going to feel a little bit more intuitive. It is probably wise to kind of stick to the blueprint when you're first getting going, but after a while, you'll kind of get a feel with the procedure that you want to use when you're warming up. So after a while, it'll be second nature.